Another Monday.
Another day of Famished. Welcome to episode 8 of Famished, everybody. 2 episodes ago, we had an episode all about mental health, and we were going to answer all of your advice. We were going to answer all of your questions, everything. And obviously, if you saw that episode, I've recently went through something very traumatic. So we wound up talking a lot about that. And we don't want to make this all about ourselves.
Just honestly, maybe we do love talking because we want to give you guys advice because we both have struggled so heavily with our mental health. And it has been such a prevalent part of our lives, especially I feel like our adult lives. Yes. And we feel like we have this platform for a reason. We wanted to know questions that you guys had about mental health, kind of share more about our stories and our journeys because everyone's story is so different. And I don't know, hopefully make some of you guys feel less alone.
So we asked you guys to send in all of your advice, all of your questions, basically anything surrounding the idea of mental health to our social medias. If you guys want to be involved in anything we do on the podcast, make sure you go follow us on all of our social medias at Famished on Instagram. Everything's going to be in the description down below. Follow our normal social medias. And if you're watching this or listening to this on any audio platform, make sure you give it a 5-star review because we're almost at 1,000.
Yes. Or maybe by the time this goes up, we probably already are.
I hope.
At least I have faith in you guys that we already are because we're a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Just a little. Which is very normal with podcasts. We really did want these podcasts to be filmed like the week of they go up. We realized that that's something wouldn't work with the type of people that we are.
Maybe one day though, once we have like a whole setup and a whole studio, I think it'll be a lot easier.
Really, if we lived close to each other, that's what we would do.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you can convince Zach to just quit his job, move across the country.
I really think I could convince Zach of anything. Yeah. I'm a pretty good salesperson, I gotta say.
Yeah, you did convince me to be your friend. So.
That's true, and that took a lot.
Yes. It did take a lot in years of just stalking me.
Anywho, we have a whole entire list of everything you guys sent in, and we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna talk about our experiences. Maybe we're a little bit older than you and have a little bit more life experience, or just have a different lifestyle, and maybe we can shed some light on some questions you guys have. So,
I'm sorry, I tuned out. I stopped listening once you called us old.
Did I?
You said that we're older than them,
I don't know,
which we probably are. Yeah, and we have more life experience. My brain can't wrap my head around the fact that I'm 25.
Yeah, that's really old.
It kind of is. I saw a video, I forget who posted it. They were talking about how 27 is so much different than 25, 26. And I am really afraid of turning 27.
No, I mean, my life got a lot better. 25 was probably my worst year. It was a bad year. No, but listen, okay?
We're never on the same timelines for that.
Well, 25 is when I realized I had anxiety. That's when I realized.
I wish I got 25 years before I realized that.
Yeah, but then it hit hard, like a brick wall. I lived the few years leading up to that, I experienced anxiety, but I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what it was. And then I think it was 2018. I was 25, and I realized this is anxiety, bad, and I've suffered with that now. I'm a sufferer, a victim of that, as well as I don't think I have depression.
I don't think you do either. I feel like you are very anxious in different ways. I wouldn't say you just have, which I'm not a therapist. I cannot diagnose you.
Yeah, everything we say, take lightly, guys.
Yeah, we're not professionals. Don't take this as therapy. Whatever. We're just going to do what we can.
Seek
based
a professional.
On our experience. Yeah, this is our opinions. But you definitely have anxiety. And I truly, 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 from the bottom of my heart, believe if you went to a therapist, they would diagnose you with OCD.
Everybody says that because I think I have it severe.
No, really bad.
I mean, you guys, right now, if I lifted up my, this hair, the reason why I started doing my hair down is because I have a huge, not permanent, but just a temporary bald spot right here.
It's only temporary if you stop plucking it out.
Well, yeah, I know, because if I keep doing it, it'll become permanent. But when really stressful or traumatic things happen to me, this has only been in the past year.
Yeah, it is a newer thing. I didn't notice you doing it before.
So I always plucked hair on my body, on my legs and stuff in my older age.
But the hair is new.
My head, I gave myself, what is it, trichotillomania? Ew, I just touched your hand.
What?
That was so, ew.
Why is is that
No, it's just a girl.
Cooties? Girls have cooties.
No, I'm kidding. It's just you. Anyway,
Okay, fuck
No,
you.
I think it's called trichotillomania or
Yeah,
trichotillomania.
trichotillomania.
Trick-or-treats.
Trichotillomania.
Oh, we probably shouldn't. Well, I have it, so whatever.
See, no, I had never experienced somebody that had been diagnosed with OCD until I met my boyfriend, and he has OCD.
And then you also found a best friend with OCD, and you
Well-
happen to be the most sloppy person.
Yes. Well, you definitely just have some of the biggest telltale signs of OCD, which I may not have known were OCD until meeting my boyfriend, because so many things that you guys do are exactly the same. Like, Gerald will be sitting there and he'll start like picking at his eyelashes, which, Gerald, if you're listening to this, I'm really sorry if I'm outing you and your OCD, but I'm pretty sure it's not a secret. He'll be like picking at his eyelashes, and I'll be like, are you okay? Are you anxious about something? Like, what's going on? Because it's an anxious tick in my head. And he said, no, there's just this one eyelash that I have to get the specific one. I'm like, well, what do you mean? You're going to pull all of them out to get the specific one, and he'll have like half his eyelashes gone. And he's like, no, I can feel it. Like, I have to get the same one. And then Andrew started saying the same thing. I'm like, Andrew, you have to go
My
get diagnosed
chin.
with OCD.
So
Yes.
if you're watching this like on YouTube, you could see. I'm gonna look up, but under my chin, you could see like I have a scab look
Yeah, you do.
right there.
The side of his neck has a big boulder of an infection
but
on it
okay, that's just that's a new pimple. Okay,
that you picked until it had a crater.
well, everyone picks a pimple, but this under my chin is a single hair that I always feel like I have to get. That's not there. It's not fucking there.
No, I quite literally told him to go get laser hair removal on the one singular hair follicle.
Literally.
That way it doesn't grow back.
That'll be 50 cents.
Yeah.
But and then also the same thing happens on my head, and that's why I have a big fucking bald spot now. But
I mean, yeah.
we're gonna grow it back. I'm done.
Do you pick your
picking.
legs anymore? Not as much.
Not as much because I
You're
moved to
so
my
focused.
head, moved to my scalp.
You'd rather be your leg for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Mine is my inside of my lip. Like, I'll bite my entire insides of my lips like to shreds. Jared will like nudge me as we're sitting on the couch, like to remind me that I'm doing it. But sometimes I also just like doing it.
Yeah. The worst spot for me, no one knows because no one sees me shirtless, is my chest.
Okay.
I pick all of the hairs.
But when is your chest exposed?
When I'm in the bathroom.
You sit there and do it like, oh yeah, I guess.
Yes.
I forget that this man gets fully butt cheeks out naked to go to the bathroom.
Well, because I only shit before I shower. Well, because I have to shower after every time I shit. That's an OCD thing, probably.
Yeah,
Oh my
probably.
God.
No, so many things that you do are like, he has to shower so many times a day.
I have to shower after every time I shit. I cannot shit if I don't shower. Like, if I've never shit in public. Anytime I had to shit in school, I had to be picked up.
I'm counting in my head the amount of times that you've said shit in like 3 sentences. I'm like, oh,
I can't. It's that Adderall.
I know, yeah. I wish I still had my medicine, but
I'm
I
prescribed.
don't.
I'm prescribed, everybody.
Yes, you do have ADHD.
Yes.
You also didn't figure that out until you were an adult too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I was an adult either. So we both just have a lot on our plates. I have anxiety, generalized anxiety. I do have depression, although I will say I don't think I've struggled with it as of recent. The last time I had a depressive episode that lasted more than like maybe a week it's been like 2 years, I would say. My biggest issue is paranoia.
Yes.
And anxiety. And then my ADHD really makes my life like really difficult. And then I also have binge eating disorder.
Which they told me I have it too, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I've talked about this in a podcast. I hate saying that because I feel like it's your thing.
Oh, it's people really, what I've learned about speaking openly about binge eating disorder is some people do blur the line of just binging every now and then and the eating disorder itself, but people also don't take it seriously because if you're fat, you can't have an eating disorder to people. But the people that try and invalidate it, I quite literally say, like, it is the only difference between bulimia and binge eating disorder is I'm too much. This might be really controversial. I'm too much of a pussy to throw it up.
It's not controversial. I mean, guys, mental health is literally like all of the not normal stuff going on in your head.
Yeah, I guess
so
that's
like
true.
no one can.
Like, I don't have the courage to throw it up.
No.
Like, I can't. I've tried to make myself throw up. I can't. So
Trigger warning, ED.
So we both have just gone through a lot, and we've had shared experiences, but they're still different. Like, we have same things like anxiety and stuff, but it just is good to have two brains. And we talked about this a little bit in the last one. Not everybody has access to like mental health professionals because our healthcare system sucks and can make things super expensive.
I don't have insurance right now,
So I guess you could kind of say today we're acting as your big brother and big sister. What did you think I was going to say?
You were going to say therapist.
Absolutely
I was like, do
not.
not say that.
No, we're going to be
Did
your
you
big.
see me like clench?
Yes, it was full body. We're going to be your big brother and your big sister, and we are just going to do our best to help you based on our life experiences.
Yeah, and I do want to say, I feel like for a lot of these things, I'm going to be like, I haven't figured it out yet, so I don't know. Because Sam's a lot better at this than I am, and like,
I've also been getting help longer than you, I think.
yeah, I've only done it to get prescribed my Adderall, and then I bounced because they started making me pay, and I was like, I can't right now.
Yeah.
But everyone in my family, after the whole Adriana thing, everyone in my family started therapy this week.
So good.
Except me, because I'm the only one without insurance, so help me.
Insurance. I don't even like to think about it.
I do want to say, and I'm not going to say this anywhere, and I'm not telling anyone this. This is going to be the only time I ever say this. But Zach and I are going to start like a domestic partnership.
Oh,
just because we've been together for so long.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to, not that we're rushing. We've been together for 8 years, but I don't want to be like, I need insurance now. I need therapy because Adriana did this. Let's get married. Like,
yeah.
That'll just always put like a, we
sour
got married
taste
because
about
Adriana
it.
did that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like domestic partnership just so I can like, we can
Not
share.
having insurance is really hard.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. And then that's not going to count. We're going to get like engaged and married soon. So can I say one funny thing about the OCD?
Yes.
And by funny, I don't mean funny. I just think it's like, so I don't know if you know this, but up until maybe around we became friends, I was obsessive with my hair. Like next level. Everyone knew I never had a hair out of place. I would spend like an hour doing it. It always looked the same.
Like Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was like next level bet. And it did not look good, everybody. It was not good. It was perfect, but it didn't look good. Everyone knew that was my thing. And that's funny because that's such an OCD thing. And then also something else everyone knew about me is my bedroom was always downstairs. And there was like stairs to go into my room. No one was ever allowed to step on the last step because my whole family would die.
That is, yeah.
And like everyone knew that.
I know quite a few people now who have shared that side of OCD. So I guess there's like different types of OCD from what I've learned. I could be wrong. Once again, don't take what we say as fact. But there is like a type of OCD in which you have to do things multiple times or do it until you get it right, or else something bad is going to happen to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to take a brief intermission before we get into the little outline we have with all your questions on it because, as you guys know, Samantha lives next to a concert venue and they started a fucking concert again.
I mean, for you guys, it'll be quite literally 5 seconds. But if we come back slightly more tired and slightly more fucking irritated.
Just think that we're being in like the sad mood for you guys. Is that so bad to say? Oh, yeah, with heavy drums in the background.
It's like boom, boom, boom.
All right, we'll be back. Mwah.
See you in 0.5 seconds. I can just edit the sentence to go together.
We're
back.
That was a nice little 4.5 hour intermission, and it's almost 1 a.m. now.
Is it actually?
It's 12.
I've been purposely not looking.
It's midnight, and we're exhausted. But luckily, this is a subject that Sam and I are very familiar with, and we don't need to be energy. We don't need to have a lot of energy and bouncing off the walls to speak about it.
Mm-hmm. No need for energy. No need for sleep. Sleep is for the weak.
Yes.
Sleep is for the not.
So I think right before we ended, we were about to get into all of your guys' questions and advice. So that's a pretty good place to pick it back up. I'm going to pull up the little sheet right now. Okay, so what do we have today? We have a little segment, just the mental health discussion, things you guys sent in. And then we have what would Samantha Joe do? Which we'll get into that. And that's also, you guys sent those in too. So starting with the mental health discussion, I guess this is kind of usually what we do with this stuff. Like we give a little overview of like both of our experiences on whatever we're talking about.
I feel like we've done that.
On the mental health?
Yeah. I think we did that last podcast.
Okay. And I feel like we did it a little bit at the beginning of this one.
I think so too. I also just completely zoned out for the past 5 minutes.
I was just going to say I'm blacked out and I don't even know what's happening.
I was staring down like this. And then I looked over at you and you were speaking.
To be honest, I was staring down there and then like I realized I was speaking too. So I could have said anything.
Yeah, who knows?
But
we really are in a great mind space for this. But I do think if you guys listen to episode would it be 6? Episode 6, we kind of gave our backstory.
Yeah.
Then we also, at the whole beginning, like the whole first 15 minutes of this was us explaining kind of the things that we struggle with. So,
which, yeah, they just heard that literally a minute and a half ago, which is crazy.
yeah, I know. But for us, it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But these are things that you guys sent in question-wise, but not advice-wise. So these are just like commonly asked questions, I guess.
And I think dealing with mental health and stuff like that, obviously everyone has different experiences, but something that makes it different for Samantha and I is the fact that we are more in the public eye than the average person. It's not like we're some big superstar famous people, but we do have a lot more eyes on us, and we do post a lot on social media, a lot of our lives.
Yeah.
So do you feel like what do you feel is your experience with like being in the public eye and dealing so heavily with mental health?
I don't want to say I've been too open with it, because I think that it is good to show more than just highlight reels of your life. But I think in doing so, I kind of have put myself as like the token girl who just cries on the internet 24/7. Or
I think you have a lot of tokens.
Yeah, I do. I think people get kind of mad at me sometimes, or like the biggest comment that I notice, or the most reoccurring comment that I notice, is people saying like, come on girl, you're 25 now, when are you gonna get your shit together? You always say you're gonna get it together and you don't. You're constantly going through the same cycle.
So toxic.
Yes. For a while I let it really get to me, and it does still definitely get to me, because I question, wait, why have I not gotten it together yet? Why do I keep going through this cycle? Being on the internet, people are going to have their opinions. So I think everyone telling me that I didn't have my shit together was really getting to me and making it just more obvious that I'm not where I think I need to be. I think the reason people think that is based on the lives that they see people posting on social media. Like, I had to learn the hard way that all of this stuff you see people posting is pretty much fake.
You said, I think that's because people only see what I post.
No, I think they see what other people post. So I love the people that I'm about to mention.
Oh,
I think they see people like Emily Kaiser, Avery Woods. Love them. I envy, like, in my head, I envy their lives, right? Like, I envy the dedication and the routines, because we've already said this, I really need to have a better routine.
Same.
And like anybody on social media, you could pretty much name any influencer. Most of them, I feel like nowadays people do openly talk about their mental health a little bit more, but they still put their best foot forward. They're still showing the most aesthetic versions of themselves most of the time. So
you're saying these people that are DMing you, like, they, rather than you comparing yourself to other people, they're comparing you to these other people.
Yes. Oh, okay. And I think that's why they think I'm so messed up. Granted, I've got lots of problems. But to me, it's a lot more normal actually talking to you guys and talking to people that don't put their lives on social media. I've actually come to learn that how I feel is way more common than I think.
Yes.
Like, a lot more people simply stay in their bed and scroll on their phone in the morning. Most people aren't getting up and having these elaborate routines every morning. Now, can having these good routines and this life that people post on social media be beneficiary to you? Yes.
Do you mean beneficial?
The grammar teacher in the comments.
Do you mean beneficial? Isn't beneficiary like a role? Wait, what is beneficiary? Hold on. Because you said it twice now.
Don't say it.
No, because I'm like,
no,
I blacked out because I'm like, beneficiary. Wait. And then
I'm going to be wrong.
You were trying so hard to seem put together.
No, I just was thinking of a word. At least it's close.
Wait. Beneficiary. Okay. A person who derives advantage from something, especially a trust, will, or life insurance policy.
Okay. The routines can be beneficial.
Yeah.
Thank you. But they're not necessary, and most of us don't have them. It's so much harder to have that life than you think it is. Like, it looks really good on videos, but I simply am not built that way. And because I openly talk about how every 2 months I'm not okay,
yeah,
then I have become the token messed up girl on the internet.
And again, you have a lot of tokens.
I do. But that kind of takes a toll on me because I feel like I then have to choose between being honest and putting what is going to get me the least amount of hate on the internet.
Honest, because okay, at the same time you're dealing with hate, you're also like literally saving people's lives. Like you really are. Like you're making people feel like they're not alone and like what they're going through is normal. You're normalizing it.
But then I just have to put the shield on knowing that I'm going to get shit on.
You got to be strong. Yeah, you were given this platform for a reason.
Yeah, I know. I
You know?
know. Yeah.
So for me, I'm like the complete opposite with like dealing with it in the public eye. Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dealing with it in the public eye, I have always had, well, okay, I have anxiety, right? And I have anxiety that if my videos aren't funny for 0.2 seconds, everyone is going to click off and then no one's going to watch me anymore because they're going to think I'm boring. So with that going through my head, I never, ever, ever share anything serious.
Yeah, I feel like that is why I've always been so happy for you to have this because you have so much to share and say.
Yeah, and like my videos are always so chaotic and funny that I never wind up actually sharing anything about myself. And I've been on YouTube for 12 years now.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, I've never, like, people don't really know anything about me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I think sharing that kind of stuff really does create a bond with the people who watch you too. And even though it might not be as entertaining, sure, to sit and listen to me talk for 20 minutes about me not being happy, it does make people feel closer to you, I think, for sure.
100%. And like with me, so a lot of the times I am quiet.
Yeah.
Like off camera because I'm having anxiety.
Or you just can't hear anything.
Well, yeah, I'm also deaf. But aside from being deaf, I'm usually having anxiety about something, whether it's my weight, whether it's Sam when she literally just won't shut the fuck up because she's always screaming.
I don't scream.
Or if it's work, whatever it is, I'm usually having anxiety. And filming YouTube, social media, it's something I'm really passionate about. It makes me... Hello?
What were you about to say?
It makes me so happy, but...
It sounded like a little, it makes me horny.
Well, no, it doesn't. No, but it makes me so happy. So when I am filming, I'm not having anxiety and I am this like crazy, chaotic, funny person, right? So a lot of times, especially like in the recent years, as I've like really grown up and matured, people will like talk to my mom. They'll be like, "Oh my God, Andrew, like he's like the party of the room. What is it? The life of the party. Life of the party. Mm-hmm. He loves attention, this, and that." And my mom's like, it's quite literally the opposite. Like he's very quiet, he's shy, but I don't want that to come off as like, oh, like in real, like this is Andrew TMI is a character, because Andrew TMI is the real me.
Yeah.
And I'm able to be like that when I'm in front of a camera because I'm not having anxiety. And then like
anxiety can change you 100%.
Yeah, and I always used to be Andrew TMI.
Yeah.
Probably up until I started Andrew TMI. That's when I was only able to be him, in quotes, when I film. And then like the rest of the time I'm just like quiet, shy, having anxiety. But like I always, like my one goal is to like get back to being I don't want to say the name again, but being him again.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
I wonder what cause is that separation, because I'm sure that's not just a you thing. I mean, I definitely, anyone who probably puts themselves on social media has that to an extent. I don't know if it's what's the word? Imposter syndrome, or just feeling like you have to, I don't know. I guess I don't know where that would, like what the cause of that would be, because I do think a lot of us are that way unintentionally, because you're right. It's not disingenuine. Now that's not going to be a word either.
I think that's a word.
Okay, I hope so. Because imagine people just start clipping all the words I make up just to sound cool.
The beneficiary whole spiel, Caesar, that's a clip. That was funny. Yes. That was funny.
That's embarrassing. But and I don't know what we're talking about.
You said disingenuine.
Like it's not like you said, like it's not acting or like putting on a face, or like I don't know a better word other than act. When you're on the camera, it just almost feels like that wall comes down for me and for you too, if that's what you're saying. Like I can just have fun and not worry about, like I can be silly and not worry about being judged, which I used to do that in high school all the time. I did not give a fuck what people thought or said about me.
And like I would say like in 2021, I was getting, like I said, multiple sponsorships a week. I was working for you full time. I was the busiest I ever was in 2021. but it was the least anxiety I ever had because it was all YouTube. It was all, I was so happy.
Yeah.
And I was able to be like funny, crazy all the time.
Did you have a better routine that year too?
No. I mean, I would say I had a better routine because I had stuff to do every single day. And like I do now too, but like I haven't posted a YouTube video in like 4 months.
Yeah.
Which we're getting there. We're getting everyone at this point. I have a few posted, but
we hope.
Yeah, no, I do. But yeah, like I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been really focusing on like other stuff, editing for you, but I really just want to get back to that. So,
I think that obviously this part of the conversation might not be as relatable to some of you guys because you may not be an influencer or make content for a living, but honestly, the free time which this might get me canceled. I don't know that it's good to have as much free time as some influencers have. Free time can, like, don't say that.
No.
He freaks me out. I get so scared. But when up until this year, the exception is this year, I have genuinely worked more this year than I have in the past 5 years of my life in this career, like ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like before this year. Before this year, I would be like, but like this year, you have worked.
No, yes, like my manager, his name is Gianni. We love him. He is probably stressed to have me as
he pimped you out to every brand.
Yeah, like it has changed this year. So with the exception of this year, I always did the bare minimum, and I have been so honest about this on my YouTube channel. I would post just enough YouTube videos to get by. I didn't really have like the love and the passion for it anymore. And so I had all this free time and I had no idea what to do with it. I tried every hobby. I have done so many things and I was just still miserable and unhappy when I shouldn't be. Like I'm living a dream life that I would have done anything for like growing up. And I had it, but I didn't have like the motivation to push farther, to succeed more. I didn't have the motivation to do anything. And I genuinely believe it's because I had way too much time and a shitty work ethic. I have such a crap work ethic. I need to get better about it, which I have, but it's a process. I'm going to be so annoying with me saying this. I truly believe the answer to bad mental health days is a routine. I'm going to say it all the whole podcast. Make a routine.
This is giving in like 2017 when Jake Paul said like the cure to anxiety is like going on a walk.
I mean, have you ever tried it?
Yeah, no.
Have you ever tried going for a walk? No, it 100% works.
Like, look at Jake Paul now.
Well, walking for anxiety, I stand by that. If he said that, you need to do that. But when you have structure, everything is so much better.
Yeah.
You know what to expect. You can you're forcing yourself to make little changes, which goes back to my 1% better every single day tactic, where I didn't come up with it, but I use it. It's so easy to implement those little things when you have a routine. It doesn't have to be like a 15 million step routine. It's just you wake up at the same time every day.
Anyone who's punching their phone right now and like so mad, I am so sorry, but you're so right.
No, it helps. Like
the biggest thing with anxiety is not knowing and like thinking about too many things at once. You can't just take the next step. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when you have anxiety, like the best thing to do is literally just think of the next step. Don't think of anything else.
Yeah.
Just think of the next step you could take. But having a routine, you know what's coming next and you know what's coming after that.
Yeah. For years, I literally thought my mental health problems would just get better one day.
They get worse.
I knew that it had to get better, right? Everyone always says, don't worry, it gets better. Just hang in there. But it's only going to get better if you put the effort in.
Yeah, you have to work hard.
Yes, hard. Go to therapy. Just make those little changes and make the effort in your daily life. And I really, truly believe that it was just going to happen. And it wasn't until I don't even know when I realized that it wasn't going to get better unless I put some effort into it. But you really do have to work towards it, which sucks. It would be really easy if it just came naturally. But a routine is a really easy way to start that process. Like if you're sitting there and you're like, I have so much depression, I have so much anxiety. Can you have so much depression, or could you be very depressed? Whatever. You're sitting there and you feel like you're drowning and you don't know where to start, just like me in my closet when I have to clean it.
Oh my gosh.
Pick something small. Plan like a 5-step daily routine. They can be very vague, like, very open-ended, but start with like putting your feet on the ground. If you're like me and I can't get out of bed in the morning, or like Andrew and you can't get out of bed in the afternoon.
You can't even use the you can't. You get up so early.
Well, now because I've done this for 2 years. Because I started that where, okay, I wake up, which I really need to start re-implementing my wake up and put my feet on the ground method, because it truly does help if you're struggling to get up in the morning. And
It physically pains me.
Well, yeah, everybody.
No. Like, I wake up and like my face hurts and my eyes hurt and my
What do you
feet
mean hurt?
like pain, as if I got punched in the face.
I feel like that's a sign of your aging.
What? No, that's been always.
Maybe you are Benjamin Button.
I'm not aging backwards.
No, you're just aging miserably the whole time. You started old and you're staying old.
Well, I know like my eye disease, the keratoconus, that like they told me like I require extra sleep because like
Okay.
but like
how much extra sleep?
but
are
like
we
it's
talking?
next level.
You know, it's like 15 hours.
But for the most part, like I woke up really early today fine because I went to sleep at 11.
I know the problem.
Staying,
No, I'm not. I'm not a therapist.
Well, nighttime anxiety, and I stay awake.
I think if you maybe got your OCD diagnosed and got medicated for that, or at least went to therapy for the OCD, your nighttime routine wouldn't be as extravagant and take as long, and you wouldn't be so anal about it.
Well,
Okay, shut the fuck up.
No, my nighttime routine isn't the issue. My issue is laying in bed until the sun gets up because I have nighttime anxiety. So I can only go to sleep when the sun comes up, which is also extremely depressing to me.
And you've tried the ashwagandha gummies?
Those help. Those
they do help, right?
Oh yeah, those help a lot.
They're from Target. They're in a little. Are we allowed to like recommend to supplement? Yeah,
I am. Yeah.
They come in a little like purple container and they're gummies, and it's ashwagandha. I don't know what the brand is.
Mine's yellow, but they're purple gummies, but it comes in a clear container with the yellow sticker.
Oh, so maybe like any night like ashwagandha gummy would work, because mine is purple, comes in a purple container.
I started taking them after the Adriana thing.
Yeah.
Steph got them for me, and you recommended them.
Yeah.
I told Steph you recommended them. She bought them, and they've helped a lot.
They help so much.
I even take them during the day too. I'll take them if I take Adderall like for work.
Mhm.
I'll take those too. So like it kind of balances.
Can we just? I know this is a mental health podcast. I know, but can we have a conspiracy theory moment
Oh
about McDonald's?
yeah.
Can you I heard this from Andrew.
Okay, so I got like bits and pieces of this from all around. Okay. They say, and they being TikTok, say that, well, I'm saying like, like I don't know this, but like I'm assuming you guys know that Bill Gates is like all into like population control and wants like to kill off half the population.
People say that he like talked about COVID before it happened.
Whatever. Yeah. One of my big anxiety triggers is like the news. So like I don't watch anything with politics or the news. And I know anyone saying like, oh, like you need to stay educated, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. I don't care. I don't want to do it. It gives me anxiety. Shut up. Sorry. Anyway. She didn't say that. I did. And I mean it. What? We're just very different.
We are very different.
I'm sorry. Fuck you.
Okay.
But if you don't think that, I love you. Okay. Or if you think that and you like me, I love you too. We're just having a little friendly argument. Anyway. So Bill Gates is all into population control. And he's like trying to kill off half the population, says TikTok. Okay. So
Wouldn't surprise me.
McDonald's all of a sudden is giving away free large fries every single Friday until
really
the new
sucks.
year. Some of this might be wrong, but like I'm just trying to remember. Okay. Free large fries every Friday until the new year, everybody. Now, you might be saying, what's the correlation there, Andrew? Well, I'll tell you, okay?
He's fat phobic.
Billiam Gates owns all of the potato farms that McDonald's grows their potatoes on to make their French fries.
We're screwed.
And now all of a sudden he wants to kill half of us off. And
he would start with the fatty patties.
Exactly. Okay, what better way to like savor the resources than to kill all the fat people, the overconsumers?
Like, natural selection. And you'd be like, okay, well, they asked
I'm like,
for
bye.
it.
Like,
I mean, if I have to go without the good foods for the rest of my life, please take me out.
No, same.
I mean, I'm going to be really honest. I have zero interest in living a life where I have
can't
to
eat
eat
McDonald's
plain lettuce.
fries.
Oh, I mean, I can go without McDonald's fries for
I
sure.
can't. Kill me now. I really can't. No, I'm not kidding. I will still be eating them.
Yeah, you do. He's the kind of person who, if we're eating like McDonald's fries in the car, or we get like a 10-piece chicken nugget meal, like 10-piece, not a 20. Damn, why is my water bottle stressing you out?
You just keep dropping it over and over. So like, let's fix the issue.
Okay. If we're eating it in the car and like I'm driving, I will look over and half of my French fries are gone, and he'll act like he didn't eat them. I'm like, we just got these. It's been 3 minutes. How is yours gone? Or how are yours gone? How is now? I'm so conscious about my grammar.
Also, what the fuck? Like, what did I do to you?
Ate my French fries.
You don't
No, I
even
always
eat
get a
them.
large just because I know you're gonna eat the extra.
I don't know where this took a turn, everybody.
And let's not start on you eating my chicken nuggets. We got chicken nuggets the other day, and we got a 20-piece, but they gave them to us in like 2 10-pieces. Very gracious of them. I looked down at my chicken nugget box after knowing that Andrew has already finished all of his within 2 seconds.
What actually happened is funnier.
No, and I looked down and my chicken nuggets are gone. And then just because I wanted to catch him in the act, I kind of like looked down while also looking up so he couldn't tell. And I see his little creepy hairy hands.
Oh my god.
They're not hairy sometimes. Reaching into my chicken nugget box and stealing all my chicken nuggets.
Okay, well,
You ate 6 of my chicken nuggets. 4, but still felt like 6.
okay, well, she made that up, I think, to be funnier, but what actually happened is funnier. So we were driving. That's true. We got the 20-piece nugget. That's true. I'm driving, so I'm not paying attention. And Sam didn't want to, like, gain the calories from the nuggets. So she was secretly putting 1 in mine at a time. So I wound up having 14 without even knowing it because I was driving, and she only had 6. And then she told me afterwards that she wanted me to have the calories instead of her.
I did
which
not
is
say I want you to have the
so
calories.
like Regina George of you.
Yours-
Disgusting.
No, that's not Regina George of me. That's the other girl who was giving her the protein bars to keep Regina fat.
Katie?
Yeah.
Caddy?
Is that her name?
Well, whatever. Okay, mental health? Like,
We're like bitching at each other. Be nice.
oh,
Okay.
let's talk about fellow podcasters for a second, even though no one even knows we exist.
What's the eye roll?
I just want people to know we exist.
Sam.
Meghan Trainor, guys, Meghan Trainor follows Sam. Everyone go spam her right now.
And tell Meghan Trainor to come on.
Tell her she needs to come on Famished with Samantha Jo. You don't have to say me because she doesn't know who the fuck I am, but
She needs to give us like a heads up though, because we need to get a better setup.
what do you think she's
before
going
we
to
have-
walk through the door right now? Like,
Walk through the door with you.
she comes out like,
The
you know
hair
you
was
lie.
cold,
What?
but something might have felt like home somehow.
Well,
Now.
that's Taylor Swift, so we can stop that right now.
I think Meghan Trainor likes Taylor Swift too.
Yeah, but okay.
Left my
No,
scar-
no, we're
Okay,
not
I'm
doing
done.
that.
I'm done.
We're
I'm
not
done.
doing
I'm
that.
done. I said I'm done.
Speaking of fellow podcasters, did you see the whole like drama between Sophia with an F and Trisha Paytas?
No.
Okay, so
I was a Call Her Daddy back in the day girl though.
I've never seen it. I've only seen Victoria.
Victoria Paris.
No, Sophia with an F.
Okay.
So Sophia had, oh my gosh, who did she have on her podcast? I don't remember who it was, but she was basically saying, oh, it was a girl from Dance Moms. She was basically saying like, oh, I love my mental health, not mental health, mental disability?
Illness.
Mental illness. Why couldn't I think of that word? I'm like, disability, health. Yeah. She was like, oh, I love my mental illness, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, the other girl was like, oh, I love it too. Which, okay, like, whatever. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't love mental illness, but
Yeah. Wait, she likes hers?
well, they were like, I love mine. And like, I think it's like a thing where some people are like, I love my mental illness because it makes me me. But like, I have my own opinion about that.
Sure, but I'd be a better me without it.
First of all, I like Sophia. I think she's hysterical.
I don't know that I've ever watched her on her own.
Oh my God, I think she's hysterical.
Okay.
I really do.
I'll have to
But
check it
she
out.
was saying that. And then so Trisha paid us, everybody, obviously. She went on and she made a TikTok and she was like, it was a really long TikTok and she was so nice. And she was basically just like, she was just making it for people who don't love their mental illness, letting them know that it's okay to struggle and not like it, right? And so it was this long thing. And I think Sophia just like saw Trisha, like made something about her. And it was when Trisha just woke up. So like her hair was a little crazy. And Sophia definitely didn't even watch it, but she just like responded to it like in a stitch. And she was like, okay, electrocuted hair girl. Well, and then like started going off. And like it just wound up being this big thing. But I think they apologize to each other now. But like everyone was like Brooke Schofield from Canceled. She was like, and she's friends with both of them. She was like, "Girl, did you even watch
The
TikTok?"
video.
Yeah, like a lot of people were like,
context is important.
yeah. So she got Sophia got a little canceled for that, but it was about mental health, so I thought I'd bring
That's
it
a good like topic though, with loving your mental illness versus not liking it. I feel like those things do make up a part of who you are, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with not loving your mental illness. Like,
If I had the never mind.
wait, let me see. Go ahead. Spit it out. I know you're dying.
I was gonna say if I had the kind that made me skinny, maybe I'd love it.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm kidding. It was a joke, guys. We can all joke here.
Yeah, we can. We're not going to be super sensitive. Can I say that? Cut that, actually. I feel bad.
Oh, after what I just said? For real? Leave it in. Okay, Ariana. Let's go.
No, but I was going to say something. Like, for me, I feel like the only part about it that I can say, ooh, I like, is strictly that I can speak about it and help other people going through it. And I have a platform big enough to share it with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Other than that, it can hi-ko, it's booty ho out of here. I'm over it. I can't.
No, I think like my thing is like I really can't see a world where I would ever enjoy the mental illness that I have.
It doesn't make me quirky.
Well,
it makes me cry. And it makes me eat a lot.
Okay, same. Me too.
It's just no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I had like the anxiety where like I can't eat, oh, I'd like it so much better.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, is that bad too?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I was being so much better.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, where I can't binge.
Yeah, that'd be great. If I could just eat and think about something that I watched a girl talk about in a video recently, is about something called food noise. And I'm somebody who every waking moment of my life, I think about food.
Oh, yeah, same.
Which maybe is embarrassing. It's just the reality for me. And when I started taking Vyvanse, the food noise was gone.
Yeah.
Where I didn't wake up and constantly think about food. And so much about me changed when I got Vyvanse because it just made my brain work what feels like correctly for the first time ever.
It felt like it connected the bridge.
Yes. And keep in mind, I said that this year was the first year that I've actually worked and accomplished so much stuff and genuinely put so much effort into my life and had like the motivation to do so.
When did you start Vyvanse?
January.
Okay, so guys, she started Vyvanse in January. She had just hit 1 million subscribers on TikTok. And by what, like April, you were at 3 million or something? It was
crazy. And then ever since I moved, I haven't been able to get my medicine. And the past 5 months have been so mentally up and down and up and down and up and down since not having Vyvanse anymore. And it's just the whole process with that is just annoying. But I really miss that not having the food noise because it just actually not having it was probably the first time I realized that normal people don't wake up and think about food 24/7.
Yeah, and like you were also prescribed Vyvanse for binge eating, and I was prescribed Adderall for binge eating, as well as our severe ADHD. Yeah. So for me, when I was able to get my medication all the time, I was able to take it all the time, and I was 30 pounds healthier than I am now, but whatever. But now I have to only take it when I have like a really busy work day, like for instance today, because we filmed 2 sponsorships and 2 podcasts.
Yep.
And so I took one today, but I can only take them like maybe twice a week now, and I've gained it all back. So
same. I'm not the heaviest that I've ever weighed, but we're getting there. We're creeping up on it.
Since we were talking about the routine and like keeping busy and stuff and work, where do you like prioritize like self-care and like just not care about work and just do stuff for you?
That might be something I really have to work on.
Same, but we'll get into that.
Really struggle with turning it off.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably once again a content creator thing. So that might not be the most relatable topic because if you work a regular like 9 to 5 job per se, you don't have to necessarily take it home most of the time. You have to turn it off at 5 and you can have that night to yourself to just think about you. But as a content creator, when you don't just stop working at 5. It's also not, it's different work, but I have really bad anxiety if I'm not filming my nighttime routine, if I'm not filming, if I go out, I'm not filming it. If I go to dinner, I'm not filming it, or I go to a game and I'm not filming it. It's constant like thinking you could be doing more, even if you already are doing so much.
Yeah.
And
I think what a lot of people like misconstrue and take the wrong way with like social media people and influencers is that them complaining about the job or them saying like it's hard or it's really stressful isn't them saying it's more stressful than like other jobs or stuff like that. It's them saying that like them being consistent and them being at the peak of their life when they were able to post a lot and put out the best content and be creative, have a clear mind and think of the best ideas. Them doing that has built them a life and an income where they're able to afford things that they would never even imagine they'd be able to afford. And then all of a sudden, when you're not at that peak anymore and you can't come up with video ideas, you can't film as much, you don't want to be on camera, whatever may happen,
you're always compared to that.
you're paid like month to month, and like it could be like you could make like let's just say like $1,000,000 in AdSense in a month. I'm not, that's just a random number, but like you could make like $1,000,000 in sponsorships and AdSense in a month easily, but the next month if you don't post, you make zero. So like that's what
people are gonna be like, I could live off of $1 million.
Well, that was a random number, guys. Like I'm not saying $1,000,000. Like imagine I said X. Like you can make X amount one month.
It could be gone the next.
And the next, if you're not posting, you're making zero. And like, of course, like influencers are paid a lot. There, a lot of them are overpaid. You constantly have to stay on top of the ball because if not, this life that you built, it's going to come crumbling down. Like, yeah, of course, maybe they bought like a way nicer house than like most people would be able to afford or this, that, but it's going to get taken away from them if they can't keep up with it.
Yeah. And it's not just like, obviously that could be said for anybody who loses their job, but most of the time your job is like performance based. So as long as you do your job and you do it well, it is gonna, like, you're gonna get paid. You're not gonna get fired. We have to, that's probably the only part about this job that there's not really security.
No pay time off, like nothing. Like,
no, well, yeah, no. And you have to do the job well, and it's completely out of your control if people keep liking you or not.
Yeah.
Like you can't force everyone to like you. And so there is that, I think, is a big cause of anxiety for content creators. It definitely has been a big cause of anxiety for me, like wondering, what if this just goes away tomorrow? And so it's definitely good to have a backup plan. So I think I can't speak for everybody, but I think for me as a content creator, and I'm sure a lot of us, it's kind of hard to stop when you don't really have to be filming everything all the time. It's like that guilt of, most people would love to be in this position. I should be happy to be in this position, which I am, but like sometimes you just want to be a human too, like separate myself from Samantha Joe and just exist without feeling like I should be filming everything. 'Cause you are allowed to be private and have things to yourself. But then again, you look at what you're getting paid and it's like, okay, I will not make this at any other job.
No, yeah.
So I have to do what I do and do it well. And then I end up just like sitting in my bed not doing anything because I just spiral.
That's me. Because like, okay, I feel like I'm allowed to say a lot of the stuff. One, because I still have a full-time job, which is editing for you.
Yeah.
But I worked at Chili's for 7 years up until 2020. Like I always had a full-time job. I also do my Airbnbs. I just stopped doing like social media for other companies. So like I'm booked and busy on top of like getting sponsorships and stuff like that sometimes. Not so much this year, but
next year and December.
Maybe. I mean, we'll get back there. Yeah. Like I just literally haven't posted this year.
Yeah.
So I do feel like I'm able to say stuff because I've always had a full-time job. Yeah. I never have not. But social media, it's a lot of work. I've worked many different full-time jobs outside of social media. And when you're really doing social media and posting a lot, it's a lot of work.
For sure, if I wanted to keep posting everything that I post now and I wanted to have a full-time job or go back to school full-time, I would have to not post as much.
Yeah, and I'm just speaking for us who have extremely, extremely edited videos. Like, people who can just set up the camera, like talk to it and then post it. Obviously, that's a little bit easier, but editing is really the chunk of the time. So for me, I have a really big issue with turning it off because even editing for Sam, it's not like I start at a certain hour and end at a certain hour. I start editing when I want, and then like let's say I want to I get like sidetracked and like scroll on my phone for a little, I'll be like, oh, I can just like scroll on my phone for a little and finish this later because like
death of me right there.
it's hard to keep yourself disciplined. And
for
like,
sure.
we just don't have much self-discipline, I guess.
No, I don't. And I'm very self-aware of the things that I have to work on.
Same.
Discipline being one of them. Obviously, like in this job, there's like deadlines and stuff. Obviously, I don't want to just talk about this job either because I know a lot of you guys aren't influencers. And
well, we're going to get into their stuff after this.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Like have it be relatable and stuff. But I don't even know. Like I would dig, see this is my life without my medicine.
Yeah.
People are there is such a strong community of people who think ADHD is fake and that you don't have to be medicated, which if you can get through this without being medicated, great. Now that I know how I feel and how my brain works with Vyvanse, or even anything, you could give me, I don't even care. Vyvanse is just the one that I got. You could give me, if it treats ADHD, give it to me. I don't care. I'll try anything.
Same.
Like
it is crippling.
Yes. You guys are going to actually run me over with your car. Bringing the whole like routine thing back into it. Just finding like 10 or 15 minutes in the morning to not be on your phone and night and just spend them with yourself, like doing something that you like. Even if you don't have a ton of time in your routine, you have 15 minutes to do your hobby.
I'm like, does it have to be in the morning?
And night.
Oh, okay.
Like both. Like where you're not on your phone, you're not scrolling on social media, you're not comparing yourself to the people that you're watching. Even if you're not actively in your brain looking at someone's video and being like, oh, I wish I had that, you're still consuming other people's lives. And this is coming from a creator, I don't believe that we were created to consume, like when we were made, when humans like evolved, whatever, that we were
meant to see
this many people's lives and have the comparison to so many other people and to have so many people have their own opinions on our lives. We're not built for that.
It's crazy. Like even remember what you were going to say because
you're good.
But even when I was younger, like, because I'm like a little older than you, but
really old.
Even when I was younger, like we didn't have social media. So you only saw the people that were on TV.
Yeah.
Like, even when like MySpace came around and Facebook came around, there was no explore page. You had to physically type someone's name in and friend request them that you met in person. Mm-hmm. Like there was no explore page where you could just go on and see attractive people or people making recipes and like follow them. That was not a thing.
Yeah.
You had to type their name in and friend request them. And so everyone you were friends with on Facebook and MySpace, you knew in person. It wasn't until Instagram and like years into Instagram and Twitter as well, where you were able to like see content from other people you've never seen before. And then like realize you like their content before you even follow them. And like these are strangers from around the world. So Sam's right. Like we weren't meant to see that many people. And even when I was young, you only knew the people you knew personally and celebrities. That's it. So it's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, now you're seeing these people's videos every single day. You're comparing your life to theirs. It really brings up the question of like, am I doing something wrong? Why do I not have that life? Am I behind? That I have struggled with a lot because I don't have kids. I'm not married. And a lot of people my age are, and a lot of people on social media are. So it's like, okay, well, is there something wrong with me that I'm not at that point of life yet? Or should I want to be at that point of life yet? We just weren't made to have this comparison to other people. It can be so toxic. But with that being said, like it is still so important that you force yourself to have those moments with yourself off of that. It just taking that time for me, it's like crocheting right now. Like find something that you
I was gonna say, like what's something you do?
Crochet. Because any type of task, like crochet, Legos, painting, they're all tasks, and when I'm doing them, my brain is thinking about exactly what I'm doing and not having anxiety about a million things that could possibly be in my brain. You guys listening to this can tell me if I'm wrong. Hold on. I genuinely believe nothing that we have said has made sense.
I think a good 40% of it has made sense.
Okay, I hope you can follow because it is all over the place. Just please keep in mind, I'm unmedicated. Okay. So I hope something that we said was of some use. If not, it was interesting to hear about the perspective and the minds of influencers. I will say, as someone with anxiety, I'm going to tell you that I'm incredibly grateful for my job, and I wouldn't trade this for anything. It does have its pros and cons. The pros far outweigh the cons. But just take everything that we say with a grain of salt. This is our life. I have this life because of you, thankfully. Remember, I'm a human too, and that I actually love you and just want us to all be friends. That's it.
I don't think anyone's saying anything.
Okay, that's good.
I think it's fine.
This is about mental health. I have anxiety. So
Yeah, and also like I'm not saying like anyone who says anything bad about me is wrong. Like me and Sam, we rag on each other all.
No, you can leave constructive criticism.
Yeah, we rag on each other all the time. Like it's fine. So you guys can obviously do that, but like if you're gonna like come and be like, oh, I hate you for this, this, and that, like I don't like fuck you. I don't care.
My cat is going crazy. When are they not? Like you can call us out as a friend. Like call us out in a friendly way.
Yeah.
Like people be like, love you, but this. Like someone commented, like, love you, but this is giving Dixie D'Amelio. Like I think they were being nice. I think they were. Like I don't know. Just call us out like you would call your friend if they're doing some stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, hey girl, let's not do that. Not, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
That.
And like
okay. Or do, I guess. I can't dictate what people do, and that's what I have to work on is accepting that.
Yeah.
And being okay with that. But I think it's about time we move on to what would Samantha Joe do? Cue the intro. What would Samantha Joe do? Okay, this is a good one. How to approach telling your parents, bestie / partner that you're struggling. Like, how do you tell people that you are struggling? Because that's a very raw, like, vulnerable place to be, for sure. It takes more strength than you think to be open with people about your mental health.
Yeah.
So how do you tell people? Or the lack thereof?
I don't know if I'm the best person to ask. I think I don't. And I cover a lot of it up in jokes. And let me go back to like a couple years ago when it was bad. Okay. Like when I was like depressed. Which I think you can be depressed sometimes but not have depression. So I don't think I have depression. But 2019 was just a really bad year.
Yeah.
I think it just, for me, it just got to a certain point where I was having more and more like, I don't want to say breakdowns because that sounds like really like dramatic, but my own versions of breakdowns. And maybe there was more bickering or fighting with me and other parties like my parents or Zach. And during those times or after when we were kind of like making up after fights or whatever, I would like let them know like I'm not doing okay lately. So I don't know, like I don't really think I'm the best person to ask. I think it's really, really, really important to tell people you're struggling, especially after, you know, the whole Adriana thing where she just told no one. But yeah, I'm more curious to hear from you because I think you're a lot better. I
feel like sometimes like less is more, not in the sense of telling less, but in the sense of it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to wait until you have all of the words to explain how you're feeling to tell other people. It can be very relieving to know that you're not struggling in silence anymore. And sometimes all you have to say or all you have to say is the simple, like, I'm not really doing well.
For the visual listeners, I picked a scab. I know we just talked about this. I know I picked a scab on my neck and I'm bleeding, so I'm holding a napkin up to it. We're not going to talk about it. Go ahead, Sam. Take it away.
You don't always have to have all of the right words before you reach out to people and tell them. The people in your life love you and they will accept what they should. I guess I shouldn't say they will be okay with it or they will understand. They might not understand, but you don't have to wait until you have like a letter from your therapist to let people know.
Yeah.
If you even have a therapist. But just say like, hey, I'm not like at my best right now. I'm not really sure what is going on, but this is how I'm feeling. And like, I just want to let you know, because then the people, one, you don't have to go through it alone and you have the support from the people in your lives. Hopefully, if not, you need to rethink your group of people because they should be supportive of you. But two, there is just something so nice about when you don't tell anybody, right? So like if nobody knows that you're struggling, when you go out and you're with these people or you're hanging out with them, whatever, you have to put a front up now.
Oh.
It's a whole extra energy expenditure that I just can't do. You have to act like you're fine and act like you're okay. And with strangers, you obviously will still do that, or I still do that. But with the people that you're close to, you shouldn't have to. So if you're struggling to let people know, I think the easiest way to do that would just be to simply say, and if you don't want to do it in person, like you just aren't ready to like face people when you do that, because like me, I don't do confrontation, just type a quick text. It can be 2 sentences letting them know this is how I'm feeling, and I haven't quite figured it out yet, or I don't know how to voice it yet, but I'm working on it. That way they at least know, like they can check in on you, like maybe be a little bit more attentive towards you.
And if you're worried about like being more vulnerable and like using like scary words like I'm feeling depressed or stuff like that, you can just say like, you can start it with like, I've just been feeling off lately.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I haven't felt like myself lately. And then like, I'm sure the person will ask questions and like kind of guide you into
there.
how you're feeling.
Yeah.
You can always just start it with, I don't know, I've just felt like off this week.
Yeah.
If you feel like you don't want to be that vulnerable to start. But I'm sorry, all I could think about that whole entire time is how I tell you how you scream, it gives me anxiety, and then you scream more.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys.
Well, you're not like, please, you're actually giving me anxiety. You're like, it's anxiety.
And you just scared everyone away from telling people
What do you mean?
that they get anxiety.
No, but it's totally different. And we also like trigger each other every day. That like we are a trigger fest.
Yeah, no.
Like we're not
A trigger fest.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Fest. Yeah. Did I say it wrong?
It was just a funny term.
Well, it's like a festival of triggers.
Stop. People hate that. That's a trigger.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, is that why you did it?
Yes. Ooh, this is a good one. Ready? What's your advice on making friends when you have social anxiety? Keep in mind, I'm asking the man who has made no new friends since me.
Yeah, and it's crazy because everyone used to know me as like the social butterfly, had so many friends, not like in school growing up, but the in-between area. Like after I graduated to now, like I had so many friends, and now I have not made a single new friend since Sam, I think.
Yeah, but it is hard as an adult to make friends, regardless of if you have social anxiety or not.
Especially like I work from home.
Yeah.
I do everything from home.
Like
and
there's no coworkers.
I moved away to a state where I don't know a single person besides Sam, who lives 4 hours away, and I also work for her. So I work.
Which I'm an advocate for. Moving away, it forces you to grow and become a new version of yourself and discover things about yourself that you did not know before.
But if you have the social anxiety where you feel like people are judging you and like that aspect, I really do think like eventually you will grow out of that.
Yeah. But that's with exposure therapy.
Yeah.
It works.
Okay. No, that's good. Okay. So you guys, I had really bad anxiety, social anxiety, whatever, I guess growing up when I was younger. But once I started like working like jobs, like I remember I worked at the movie theater for a few years. I worked at Chili's for 7 years. That builds your confidence so much. Like by the end of even the movie theater, but like by the end of Chili's, I can say anything to anyone, right? I'm pretty like when Sam's nervous to say something to someone, I say it. Like
I can't bring my food back even.
It's ridiculous. But I get it. That's a lot of people. I just have no issue with talking to strangers and saying what I want to strangers.
Yeah.
When I used to. Yeah. But I maybe that's a good like exposure therapy. Like if you're looking for a job, get one that's out of your comfort zone.
That's true.
Because you will be trained how to do it. Mm-hmm. You will be trained on what to say. And then with that, you'll have experience and you'll start talking to people and it'll really break you out of that shell.
There's other little things you can do for social anxiety too. Like for me, one of the big ones that really helped was going to eat by myself.
That's crazy.
Like going to restaurants by myself.
In a good way.
It is so nice and so much fun. You can even go to like movies by yourself. That's a little bit less intimidating because I feel like more people go to movies by themselves and like will sit at a restaurant and just eat a meal by themselves. Honey.
The fact that you go to restaurants and sit by yourself is crazy in a good way. Like that takes confidence. But see, I'm like a social eater. I don't really eat alone. So like, I don't know if I would do that.
I just watch my phone sometimes. Now that is a whole nother level. So start letting yourself have your phone. Start if you're interested in going to eat by yourself and going on that journey.
Oh my God, going without your phone.
Yes, alone. I did start doing that. Now I'm good with that too. But at first, that's how I started. is first how I started was I was okay with having my phone. I would even put like one ear pod in or AirPod in and just watch my show, but in public because I watch my shows when I eat in private. So I just started doing it in public. And then I would slowly start making myself like not have my phone for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes.
But like, okay, what do you do? Like,
Kind of just see, and that is something that I feel like this generation struggles with is the thought of not having your phone on you is what do you do?
Which is crazy because I only got texting in 12th grade. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like phones weren't a thing. Like, people had phones when I was in school, but you couldn't do anything on them. It was like if there's a 9/11, you call your mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't like stuff to do on them. So it's crazy that I'm like, what do you do without your phone?
Correct.
Because I grew up without them.
Yeah.
But
I was having a conversation with my mom about how I was like, what did you do when you were in like waiting for an appointment? When like we would grab our phone, sit on our phone, scroll until it's our appointment. If we got there early, whatever, waiting for the doctor to come bring you in. But like before phones, you quite literally just had to sit there, and people were so much more comfortable sitting in their own thoughts. Our phones make it so we never have to be alone with our own thoughts.
maybe that's why I love the shower.
Maybe
Because I don't have my phone in there.
I do. My Octo Buddy, I can stick and watch my shows. Like, this device comes with us everywhere. So I feel like it is such a good time to not have your phone when you're stuck at a restaurant. There's people watch. You like look around at people. If you go to B-Dubs, they have little like trivia games on the TVs you can play.
Did you see that one girl? Oh my gosh, I saw it on a podcast. Like, they played the clip. I forget what podcast it was. But it's a recent thing. Like, she was talking about, like, it's going viral now. Like, go on a walk without your phone. And, like, that's the thing with, like, people, like, feel like people are reinventing fire lately. And it's really crazy. She's like, go on a walk without your phone. And after, like, 2 minutes, this dialogue will start in your head. And you'll, like, be talking to yourself. And I forget who I was watching the podcast. But
people not talk to themselves?
They cut the clip. And, like, whatever podcast I was watching, they were like, did she just explain thoughts? Like, did she really just explain thoughts? And, like, I started dying. I was like, she literally was just like, this dialogue will start in your head.
Having a thought.
And you'll talk to yourself. And I'm like, wow, she really did just explain thoughts as if, like, it's a new trend.
Never had one before. Oh my gosh, that's actually so funny. I mean, that is where this generation's heading with phones. And I'm so bad at it. I don't even want to know what my screen time is. Should we compare screen times really quick?
Yeah. Are we just doing daily average?
Yeah.
Okay, what's yours?
I'm scared. This is bad.
Mine's really bad.
No, this is really bad.
Shadi not going first. You go first.
No, I don't want to go first.
Just
you go
do it.
first. Over or under 10?
Under.
Okay, same. But
What is it?
9 hours and 37 minutes.
Oh, mine's 6 hours and 4 minutes.
And I don't really have an excuse right now. Wait, but that's just the average.
But can I say, I gotta say though, on my drives here, I play podcasts for 4 hours straight, which is normal. And like, that's screen time. So
what was your screen time on Monday, November 6th? Monday.
wait, this can't be. What's your screen time on Monday, November 6th?
No, yeah, I went first last time. You're going first this time.
11 hours and 43 minutes.
Oh, yeah, same.
What's yours?
14 hours and 35 minutes.
Wait.
What did we do on Monday? Nothing.
There's no way. I worked on Monday.
But Tuesday, mine was 13 hours and 46 minutes.
Tuesday, mine.
You were here most of that day. I was not on my phone for 13 hours and 46 minutes. You got here so early that day.
Yeah, no, and
I worked the whole morning at the coffee shop.
And Monday I worked. So like
is it counting our computer screens?
No, because I have a different Apple ID for each.
Well, I have a problem. And this is the point.
No. Okay, like I get
Do
it.
my
Like,
nighttime videos count? Like when I play YouTube at night?
well, yeah.
Oh, well
Okay.
then it's never gonna be accurate.
Okay, but like this is simply not true. Like I worked on Monday, so I was not on my phone at all. So and then I got home from Disney at 3 a.m. Monday morning. So like I
Were
didn't
you watching podcasts?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that
was.
probably did it.
Oh yeah,
So that gives at least 3 hours.
3.5 hours of that. But then where did?
I don't know. I watch YouTube videos. I play like sermons or like white noise, brown noise, city noise vibes when I go to sleep.
What was your screen time on Sunday?
8 hours and 1 minute.
Okay, mine was 2 hours and 50 minutes.
I filmed like the whole day.
Okay.
what you have learned today is routines are important. You can be 1% better every day. Put your feet on the ground.
Allegedly.
Our phones are going to kill
And
us.
so will Billiam Gates.
Yeah, don't eat French fries on Fridays. Okay. How to stop comparing your situation to someone else's. The first thing I always think about when people ask me this question is me and my sister, because I grew up bigger and my sister grew up really small. And so I very quickly realized that she obviously had a body that I wanted, and she would still come to me because she's a human being and she would have insecurities and things about herself that she didn't like. And my initial thought was always, you shouldn't be insecure because I would love to be you. I would love to have your body, because I was comparing myself to her. But the thing is like, we all, no matter what we look like, no matter what jobs we have, no matter what we have going on in our lives, we all are comparing ourselves to other people. So even though like the most perfect person that you wish you could be, they have the same feelings that you're having. They might be in a different font, but then they're also comparing themselves to other people and wishing they could be other people. Like, if we all keep doing that, it's just an endless cycle that we're all going to keep like rolling down. Even if you get to the point where you have the person's life that you were wanting and like dreaming and like, I don't know, yearning over, you're still going to have issues and feelings that you don't like. Like, you're always going to be going through that cycle. And which maybe they can come back to the phones too. Like, we're just constantly comparing ourselves. But even in our lives, like, I had to realize and like learn that other people have insecurities, other people have problems. I shouldn't just see someone and like assume, oh, my life would be better if I was them, or like I would be perfect and happy if I had their job or like their routine, because the issues are so much deeper than that. But it's so easy to like blame it on a comparison or take away other people's feelings because yours seem more like bigger and more important. But like, all of us have valid issues regardless of if they look different. So I just think being able to recognize that, hey, okay, this is a moment where I'm comparing myself, or I'm feeling as though I'm less than because I'm not, because I don't have so and so that so and so has, or whatever. It's more about just being self-aware and being able to redirect that thought and turn it into something else. Like, I don't know how else to explain that.
I think that everyone is always asking this question, like, how can I stop comparing myself? Why am I comparing myself? It's always about comparing yourself to other people, when I really think we should all be asking ourselves, like, how can I love myself more?
Yeah.
And what can I do to improve myself
Yeah.
and my mental health, so where I could love myself more, rather than comparing yourself to other people? Because if you truly love yourself and you're happy with yourself, you're not even going to be thinking about other people.
Yeah.
And like, for me, I'm happy with my personality. You know, I am like we were saying before with social anxiety, I'm pretty good with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I am happy with that. The only thing I really do care about is like how I look. But I think it would be delusional for me to hate someone who has a really nice body and abs, because I simply don't put in the work for that.
Yeah.
And maybe that person has crippling social anxiety and they can't speak to people, but I put in the work for that. I worked at Chili's for years. I worked at the movie theater for years. So yeah, I'm good at that. And they might have abs because they're good at working out. And I think we have to all take a step back and not be delusional a little bit. And we just have to, rather than compare yourself to other people, ask yourself, why do I not love myself to like the fullest capacity? And what can I do to really improve my self-love? And after you do that and you work on that, you're not even going to be thinking about other people or comparing yourself. So I really think you should flip that question around on yourself rather than asking it about other people.
I think you can also like compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think we do enough of.
That's what I do. And that's my biggest issue. I compare myself to my past self a lot.
Yeah, and like, I think that can be negative and positive, because I feel as though when we're talking about in social media or like watching people's lives in real life or on your phone, you could have improved so much from, let's just say it's January and you decided for your New Year's resolution that you're going to start working on yourself. You're going to have better routines. You're going to really focus on making your life better. And you do that. You implement that. And you've made a great stride to be better. But what you're viewing online or people in your life, it's seeming as though they're still doing more. So then you feel like you have made no progress because everyone else is still so much farther ahead of you. And you're comparing yourself to them instead of comparing yourself to yourself. Like if you in June looked back at who you were in January from these 6-7 months, I forget what month is June, 6 months of working really hard on yourself, and you sat there and like made a list of things that are different about you now versus then, you are probably going to be shocked to see all the little ways that you've grown.
Yeah.
Like since then. But in your mind, you may not think that because people online are doing more. People in your life say that you should be here. Like let's say you wanted to lose 100 pounds and you've only lost 40, but the people in your life think that you should have lost 100 by now. Or your doctor says you should have lost 100 by now. You still lost 40 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, like the only person you should be comparing yourself to is
you.
your past self.
Yeah.
Or your future self, whatever. But yourself. Like I said, like stop worrying about other people and just focus on yourself. Yeah. And how you can improve what you're unhappy with. And again, guys, it's one step at a time. If you want to lose the weight, whatever it may be, if you want to lose the weight, you don't have to start running a mile every day.
Yeah.
When I lost 85 pounds, like the first time, yeah, I was really overweight, guys. Really overweight. And I started with walking. And the first time I ever ran, it was for 30 seconds. And I just did that. I would do my walk and then I would run for 30 seconds each time. And then like after a little while, I was still doing the walk every day because you're still getting physical activity. After a little while, I started running for a minute.
Yeah.
And then, I worked my way up.
Little steps.
Yeah. And apply that to anything, not just working out. Anything, it is one step at a time. It really is.
Like start by putting your feet on the ground.
The biggest thing about anxiety is trying to think of everything, all of the future steps all at once.
Yeah.
But all you really need to do is focus on what's directly in front of you.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Everyone assumes you want to do something, you have to do it, or like cut something out, it has to be cold turkey. Or you have to completely change your life in a day if you want to have these amazing productive lives that you see. No, just instead of going from 0 to 100, go to 0 to 1%.
And you guys, it is impossible to have everything all together all at once. It is so normal. I will tell you, I have never had a lot of money and been skinny at the same time. If I'm skinny, just know I don't have a lot of money. And when I'm fat, I have the most money. So for real, and that just goes for everything. No one is ever going to have everything on full green, the bar on full green. Things are going to be.
And most people aren't going to be honest about it.
Yeah.
They're going to say that everything in their life is going great. And honestly, the most vocal people about how great their life is and how perfect everything is are the people who have it the least together behind the scenes.
Yeah, are struggling the most, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we've yapped your ears off for almost 2 hours now.
We have.
Oops, I did it again.
Yeah, that's going to stop.
But I feel like I still have not even scratched the surface on what I have to say with this topic.
Well, that's why I think we'll have to do more episodes.
Maybe, it'll be like a seasonal thing. Every few episodes. So, but I do think we need to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's so late. And you guys, once again, if you guys want to participate in any of this stuff and submit any questions for any topic that we do for any episode, make sure you follow us on all of our social medias, which are going to be down in the description. Okay, and for the audio listeners, go to our YouTube video for all the links, or just go to Famished on Instagram. Follow us there.
Yep.
Follow our personals. And also, you guys, if you are an audio listener, don't forget to leave a 5-star review.
Yes.
Because we love when we are charting. It just makes my toes twinkle.
And don't forget to watch on all the other stuff.
Yes.
So if you watch on Spotify or listen on Spotify, just go click on it on YouTube.
You can even hit your head and forget that you watched it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And same vice versa. If you listen on YouTube, please just go, okay, she's really bedtime. Please just go give it a quick listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It would mean a lot.
Also, comment something on the YouTube video. Just comment anything. Okay? We love you guys. And
cuts to a black screen.
It's a black screen.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.